Oh, so you have to click go live to go live. That's been the problem this whole time. Okay. Well, we are officially live now. Hope everybody can hear. I was streaming, so basically YouTube and Twitch does it where your streaming software controls everything. So I have a program called OBS, and when I hit stream, I stream. YouTube does it differently, so you have to start streaming on OBS, but then you actually apparently have to click go live on YouTube to go live. Are we live? Let's just put that out in chat. So a bit of struggles here to start the stream. How's everybody doing? I think we're officially live at this point. Looks like we should be. Tough to say. Give me 1 second. Just doing some finalized things here. Message retracted from John Smith. Kick Austin Belton off. What a punk to quit on his team. Well, that's going to happen today, John Smith. We are going to be parting ways with Austin Belton. I'm not live? Am I live? Can anybody confirm if I'm live?
Maybe.
Yes.
Are you not going to stream?
I am streaming.
It's literally, it says you're offline.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I see myself streaming on...
I've been refreshing for like the past 5 minutes over and over, and it says you're offline.
I see myself streaming. I'm currently streaming for everybody else
like the past
in the
5
world,
minutes.
so I don't know.
On YouTube.
On you? Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay. Sorry. No, it's okay. It's okay. Mr. MacIntyre, this is Hollister MacIntyre. We've had some technical difficulties. It's been a while on YouTube here. I'm pulling up the draft board. Give me just 1 more minute, everyone. We're pulling everything up on this side. We're gonna have a pretty crazy stream here today. We're gonna be moving on from a generational talent of a quarterback that just hasn't worked out with the team. He kind of had some attitude issues. Yeah, you know, I'm actually kind of agreeing with you, Ryan. I think I might start streaming on YouTube. I mean, Twitch just isn't going anywhere for me. At least I have a somewhat following on here. Let's go to YouTube audio library to get some background audio going. Also a little jittery. Got some coffee in me, so let's see. What's some good music? Anybody have a good genre we'll do today? Like cinematic? Deck the halls? No. Let's see what Silent Night. My goodness. Mood. Genre. We'll do ambient, maybe. Oh, you know, I also don't have my audio on. Gravy. This has been a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. Shower one late, my audio's not working. Let's relaunch my... Okay, and I can hear. That is loud. I'm so sorry, everyone. That is so loud. How's that sound? That's still probably too loud. Let's see. No, that's BS, John. I don't know. I don't see Eggy22 streaming on Twitch anymore, so... Alright. 1 more second. Anybody have... Here, we'll just do, what is it, royalty-free music. Okay, instrumental. At least we got something going on in the background now. If the music's too loud, actually, it is gonna be too loud. That should be better. I might need to turn my gain up just a little bit too. Let's do that. Okay, I think we're ready to rock. Let's go ahead and get into this. Long awaited. We got a lot to go over here, so I will be showing a little bit of my display 2 down. So if I turn this on, you can see. Yeah, okay, perfect. We're ready to go. Let's get into this. Welcome everyone to Hollister MacIntyre's off-season Season 4 off-season. Man, I gotta get in the groove. Was not ready this morning. Welcome to Hollister MacIntyre Season 4 off-season. So let's start off with something here. We've got upgrade players, and Mitch Newman has 2 upgrades. Oh, I'm ready to show y'all this. Mitch Newman is a superstar X Factor after the season he had. So let's look at his season here. So this year he had 104 solo tackles, 77 assisted tackles, to total 181 tackles. That was most in the NFL by quite a bit. 21 were for loss, and he had 5.5 sacks, basically 6. 1 pick, and 9 deflections. No forced fumbles though for him. Jay Terry was bad. Jay Terry was a beast too, and we'll take a look at Jay Terry in a second as well. Those two were the best run-stopping duo in the game. Which begs the question, we have 2 upgrades on him. I think I'm going to put them both into Field General. We'll have to look at what his superstar ability is. It says Run Stuffer. That's probably accurate for him. Let's do Field General. Yeah, 181 is insane. I thought he might break... who's got the record? Is it Luke Kuechly? I don't think so. Somebody else has the single-season record. That might be it, actually. I'm not sure. Let's do Field General again. I probably should be upgrading his pass coverage because that is his weakest area. But now he's an 83. And let's look at some of his ratings. Tackles up to a 91. Block shedding is a 79, so we could still go up with that a little bit. Play rec is pretty good. Speed and acceleration are great. If he gets a little zone coverage to him, he could be like just about even a strong safety in the 4-2-5 or something. His moves are pretty bad. That's about the only thing that's keeping him behind. He's not a great rusher. Foy Olukon had 192 combined tackles. Wow, so he was actually really close. Is there a... Let's see if there's a stats league history, probably. No. Am I dumb? Am I missing records? I feel like there should be record. Maybe it's in stats. Yeah, okay. NFL records, let's see. Patrick Willis, 136 full tackles. Good gravy. Oh, are you kidding me? They're not going to show tackles? Oh, that's for career. Well, they're still not going to show tackles. We got defensive INTs and sacks. Okay. Well, we'll just have to take your word for it because we can't track it on here, apparently. Oh, well. Alright, so that was our first order of business. Let's go ahead and view the yearly awards. So Jameis Winston wins MVP with a 4-12 team. That seems realistic. A lot of teams, I need to move my head, huh? I just realized I'm behind a thing. Boop. And then I think I can flip it. Whoa, I'm upside down. Help! Oh my gosh. This has been quite the, See, I thought that would mean flip across the vertical. There we go. Okay. We're better now. Gosh. Struggles today. I haven't streamed in quite a while. So Jameis Winston wins NFL MVP with a 4-12 record, and he's followed up by Cam Newton. So that's the state of this franchise. Baker Mayfield third. And Carter. I'm sorry. Winston, Newton, Mayfield, and Minshew. Dak at 5. Teddy Bridgewater, why not? Let's keep adding him. Stafford, at least understandable. Tannehill. And then you got Rodgers and Lamar Jackson down here. That's hilarious. Oh, I'm sorry, it's playing haywire right now, which is not actually good for YouTube. I guess it doesn't matter. It's not like we're going to be seeing this monetized anytime soon. Move this over just a little bit. Okay. I wish... Rough here. Alright, Coach of the Year goes to John Harbaugh. The Chiefs coach. We've got to be up here. Yeah, Jason Brook makes 6th for Coach of the Year. I actually think he should be number 1, frankly. I mean, this was a team that couldn't even win 4 games each season. Let's look for the NFC. Offensive Player of the Year, of course, the MVP, Jason Winston. Jameis Winston. Bridgewater 2nd. Dak Prescott 3rd. We got Stafford, Zeke Elliott, Russell Wilson, Rodgers, Wentz, McCaffrey, and Garoppolo. So none of our players got Offensive Player of the Year votes. Defensive Player of the Year and the whole NFL, I believe, was Mitch Newman, but definitely for the NFC. We had Donald on there. I'm actually shocked that Jay Terry's not up here because Jay Terry did have a fantastic season. Cole Bright from the Olympia Dynasty does win Offensive Rookie of the Year. 5-11 record. That's pretty good for him. Lance Roach got 2nd place for Rookie of the Year. Wow. We'll take a look at his stats too, because I started figuring out how to use him towards the end of the season. Coach Siemens a 5th. He did nothing but score touchdowns. He's a fullback. That's a fullback. Sammy Blake didn't play most of the year, and he got 7th. Okay. Defensive Rookie of the Year, John Westerman. Yeah, he's pretty solid. Jay Terry gets 2nd. I think he could have been number 1, but that's okay. All right. Best QB. Let's see. Austin Belton does make 5th. I don't think that's accurate. Wyatt Earp's 10th place for Rookie of the Year. Or Quarterback of the Year. Running back. Matthew Beard did at least make 9th. Although Matthew had like top 5 rushing yards, so I think that's politics. Kudos to Lance and Kosey. Yeah, Lance and Kosey had fantastic years. Best wide receiver, Dante Pettis, and that's not even close. He was the best wide receiver in the NFL. Artie Slaughter's up here. Jalen Reagor, somehow. Mike Evans. Okay. Zach Martin wins best O-lineman. I think that's every single year. That dude's a beast. Tyron Smith is top 3. Lyle Collins top 5. This is a franchise in which the Cowboys still have those 3. No wonder they're in the Super Bowl every year. We got Aaron Donald for best D lineman. Jay Terry's got to be up here. He's not. I think that's bogus personally. Kenny Clark had an off season for him. Linebacker, of course, goes to Mitch Newman. Let's see if we get any other linebackers in here. Cameron Sweeney, number 2. The Bears had a really good secondary. I guess secondary, but... Best defensive back. Are we going to get anybody in here? I would have to think Xavier Woods. We actually don't get Jeff Okuda in here. I think that's bogus. Then best kicker, Ricky Rubini. And it looks like that's pretty much it. Anybody from the AFC, just take a quick look here. Jacoby Brissett, of course. Any defensive players? Leighton Van Trash. Was that the Dolphins? No, that was the Broncos. Can you speak to how these young players have been able to develop and show out this last season? Is it a one-season wonder? That's a good question. So, I think what made this year so good was that in probably half or just over half our games, our defense was able to get takeaways and big-time stops. I don't think our defense was sound necessarily, and I won't go so far to say bend don't break either. But there were a lot of games where the defense just completely took over the game. There were a lot of games where the defense didn't take over, and Dante Pettis single-handedly carried the game. We really relied on a lot of running and lucky stops and Dante Pettis 80-yard contested catches. I don't think that's reproducible, and that's what we're looking to change this coming season, because I don't think we'd have another season. Basically, we relied on random variants, and I don't think you can consider that something to go off of going forward. Anybody? I didn't actually take a look here. Just want a quick look. Okay. Best QB. As for the young player, Bryce Richardson, 10th. Hey. As for the young players, I would say the young players were not a one-hit wonder. Those guys will be good going forward, especially when you look at Jay Terry as a rookie doing what he did. He's only going to get better. Mitch Newman, even though he's in his 3rd year, now going into his 4th year, Mitch Newman was the best player on defense in the NFL. And that wasn't a fluke either, because he's been doing consistently well, and he just took that extra step, I think. Jeff Okuda was consistent. He never really got interceptions, but he was consistently breaking up passes and locking down receivers. Trying to think. Those are all really young guys. Now, Jeff Okuda, we did sign to a pretty massive contract, and I'll show the contract situation in a minute, too. Take a few more looks here. Best DB. Actually, a rookie getting best defensive back. Dan Bailey? Is that who I just saw? Dan Bailey. Oh, my goodness. Throwback. Okay, we're done with the awards. The playoff bracket looks like this. We do have the Chiefs versus the Cowboys. This may be the first... I can't remember the last time we had 2 1 seeds going at it in the Super Bowl. This is the 2 best teams in the NFL. Chiefs, of course, who we should have beaten, if you remember. I don't know how many interceptions I threw in that game, and I don't want to think about it either. So we did finish by beating the Vikings and then losing to the Cowboys in a really gritty matchup where we had a basically rookie. I mean, he's been on the practice squad for the Saints for years. Eric Devlin come in, a Georgia Tech product, scrambling, triple option style quarterback, and he really just popped off. Looked gritty. Now he won't be our starter going forward, no way, but okay, so let's go ahead and sim it, and let's see who wins. Will the Cowboys? They've been to 3 straight Super Bowls. They've won 1 of them. And they lose 2 straight now, I believe. 31-35 with Patrick Mahomes taking home the Super Bowl MVP. We can see their yearly awards. Jameis Winston, NFL MVP. John Harbaugh, Coach of the Year. Jameis Winston is Offensive Player of the Year. Mitch Newman is Defensive Player of the Year. Cole Bright, Offensive Rookie. John Westerman, Defensive Rookie. So the Cowboys choke in the Super Bowl, I assume. And the Chiefs take home the win. Look at stats for the year, just real quickly. Player stats. Austin Belton finishes with almost 4,500 yards, which is pretty nice. But he had a 38 for 38. He beat Jameis Winston for the 30 for 30 special. Is Jerry Jones dead yet? No, probably not in this. I don't think Jerry Jones is ever going to die. Not that I wish death upon him, I don't. But I just think that guy will somehow make a deal with death to stay alive even longer. 82.9 rating. He averaged 280 yards a game, but I mean, when you look at these stats, just too many interceptions. 38 interceptions is too many. We're moving on from him. And he still has a year in his contract, so we're going to be able to get some stuff out of him. It's not going to show Devlin's stats, unfortunately. Rushing, we had 1,300 yards almost from Matthew Beard, 5 a carry, 3 touchdowns, 0 fumbles, which is really important. Lance Roach actually played 200 more downs than Matthew Beard, our starting running back. And that's because Lance Roach came in on a lot of sub packages. He played a lot of wide receiver, a lot of 3rd down backer. He averaged 4 a carry for a guy that's not exactly his first ever year playing running back. You have to remember, at Olympia, he played wide receiver. Barely saw touches out of the backfield. He had 3 touchdowns, and those were all on really good runs. 8 broken tackles. I can't complain about that. Sammy Blake had a good season until he got injured, and I'll give you a hint going forward. He is on the trade block. Austin Belton just never did enough running. I thought he was mobile, but he wasn't a runner. I'm trying to think of a good comparison. I can't off the top of my head, because I was gonna say Josh Allen, but that's not accurate. Allen uses his legs a lot. And then Kosi Mensah, 10 touchdowns despite a 2-yard average. Kosi Mensah basically got the ball on the 1-yard line, and we told him to go score, and he did. So that's awesome. Receiving, as we know, Dante Pettis, 1,700 yards, almost 15 touchdowns. I don't know, Ryan, you're gonna have to do some fact checking on me on NFL records. I want to say the record is like 20-30. Is that Calvin Johnson with the record for yards? I don't remember who has the touchdown record, but that's got to be close on That actually might not be close. I think Cooper Kupp had a better season than that last year. Either way. The track drops. It does not. I have some overseas obligations. We'll try to make the draft. Don't think we need to draft QB high. I like what the third string showed. Yeah, I definitely don't want to draft QB in the first round if I can afford to. It depends on how they run on QBs. We've got 3 that are basically draftable. We've got some backups, but going first round QB would be desperate. It may be what we need to do, but it would be absolutely desperate. So I don't want to do that if I can. But yeah, I hope to see you back for the draft. Thanks for stopping by. McCole Hardman, 820 yards. I really feel like he should have gotten more touches. 7 touchdowns. Run after the catch was 310. Like, he was really good. Robert Woods was solid for us until he got injured. 800 yards. 61 yards per game. 4 touchdowns. So he would have broken 1,000, I think, if he'd have played all the games. Lance Roach had 500 yards receiving. He had 31 a game, 4 touchdowns, and his run after catch was 10 yards average. That's pretty good. TJ Hawkinson, he did okay. Like, he did alright. I just think we need to move on from him at tight end. And then Delonte Turk had a pretty nice season in relief of Robert Woods' injury. Blocking, who gave up the most sacks? Connor Williams. Are we surprised? Well, I'm not sure we can do better, so he's going to stay. Frank Ragnow, James Lincoln, and Rick Wagner all had 2 sacks given up, and then Vernon Boatwright and Nick Marmon gave up 1. Who played the most downs? Mitchell Flaherty with 1,200 downs almost played, 0 sacks given. That's pretty good. Nobody higher than even 330 had the same number as that. Defense, of course, we know Mitch Newman carried with Xavier Woods close behind in tackles. Not close behind, sorry, but second place in tackles. Tackles for loss, Mitch Newman, and then Jay Terry, of course, had 15 tackles for loss, with Jeffrey O'Sullivan at 12 sacks. I don't know why we're playing Batman in the background. Christopher Nolan. Chance Fortunata did have the most sacks on the team. This is where the team needs to improve going forward. 8 sacks as our number 1 is not enough. Chance Fortunata needs to be generating more sacks, and maybe that requires him moving back to a 3-4 end. I don't know. I think he'd be best as a 4-3 end, but we just don't run 4-3. Trey Flowers would have probably been good if he didn't get injured. If we look at games played, 12. So you extrapolate that, he played 3/4 of his games, so add in, that's almost, he probably would have had around 10 or 11 sacks. That's unfortunate that we lost him. Sean Gary did alright. Mitch Newman with 5.5. Jay Terry with 4. Interceptions, Xavier Woods and Tracy Walker led the way. Jeff Okuda did have 3, so he was pretty good. Trey Harris and Justin Coleman had 2 each. And then Chance Fortunata, Mitch Newman, Lance Harris, and Tamani Baware each got in on the action as well. Deflections, nobody's even close. Jeff Okuda at 17, and Mitch Newman second at 9. For a guy that's not really a coverage guy, that's pretty impressive. We had a lot of guys force fumbles here. We did have a safety by Jelani Tavai and Danny Shelton. And we had Xavier Woods and Tracy Walker score a touchdown. Most downs played actually goes to David Long Jr. I think because he played an extra game, which I should have taken account for, but whatever. Tracy Walker and Xavier Woods played the most, with Mitch Newman third on the team. Kicking, Ricky Rubini 21 for 23, Long of 53, and 98% on extra points. His misses came from 50 and up to 49, between 39 and 49. Okay. Punting, Matthew Cartwright, he was solid. No arguments here. Kick returning, we didn't really have anybody do anything special. Lance Roach, averaging 24. And then punt returning, Lance Roach, 7 a punt return. I do want him to do punt returning going forward as well. As far as team stats, let's just go ahead and look at this real quick. Offensively, we had the most yards in the NFL. We were like 6th for passing yards in the NFL and number 3 for rushing yards. So we were pretty balanced, to be honest. Points scored, we were number 1. Passing touchdowns, number 2. Running touchdowns, actually in the middle. And then first downs, number 1. Now here's where things get interesting, because We gave up the most yards in the NFL on defense. Most passing yards. But we were pretty decent in run defense, which I would agree with. So we need to do better on passing defense. We gave up so many points, but that's not entirely defense's fault. That is Austin Belton's fault. Sacks. Did I miss us? Oh yeah, we're top 5 in sacks. Okay. So we did well. We just, I feel like, need better. Fumble recoveries, we're towards the bottom. Interceptions, we were top 5. So takeaways, our defense did a good job. We were good on 3rd down. We were good on 4th down. Red zone efficiency. We were literally 3rd in red zone efficiency as well. So if you take away the interceptions, this team probably wins most of its games. Defensive efficiency, unfortunately, we were worst. So, and then penalties, because we're a user team, we did not get many penalties. Takeaways, giveaways, 45. That's over twice higher than the next highest. That's how many giveaways we had. 40 of those being interceptions and only 5 being fumbles, although 5 does lead the league in fumbles. Takeaways, though, we were 2nd. Just frustrating. Okay. We are done with our stats. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Readjust my hair here. Let's look at some salaries and then just a few more things before we jump forward here. At quarterback, Austin Belton has 1 year remaining, not including his 5th year option, and we will be moving on from Austin Belton. We do not have any quarterbacks on the roster, essentially. We have 3 running backs, but we might be moving on from Sammy Blake, even though he had a nice first year. Wide receiver, the only one I'd consider is Delonte Turk moving on. Otherwise, we've got 3 solid receivers for another 2 years. Tight end, we're looking for a replacement. Offensive line is pretty solid. We do need to maybe sign 1 or 2 players, but other than that, we're good. End is where we have an issue. We only basically have Rashawn Gary and rookie Bradley Fisher, who barely played. So, Jay Terry is returning on the defensive line. We do also have Arthur Love for 2 more years. Linebacker situation is good. We got O'Sullivan, Kerry Webster, Antoine Watts, Mitch Newman, Chains Fortunata, Jocelyn Hayden. We're good. Jeff Okuda, David Long Jr., and Tamani Baware return, so we'll see what we do on cornerback. I still think we need a premier cornerback to pair with Jeff Okuda, though. Safety, we need safety. Just flat out, we need safety. And we're good at special teams. If we look at cap space, our 23 cap space is 250 million. I don't know. No, our cap space is 93 million. I believe that's for the upcoming season, I think. Yeah. So we should have 93 free, which is a lot. And that's despite a 80 million penalty from Jeff Okuda. This guy's making 23, 24 guaranteed for the next 3 or 4 years. Like, he got a pretty massive contract. I did have to adjust that one. Let's look at some other contracts around the league that are huge. Namely quarterbacks. How about Carson Wentz? He's only got 1 year left on it, and they do have Braxton Berry behind him, who, frankly, should be... This guy should be playing. I think he lost his dev trait, yeah. He was a superstar dev, so unfortunately Braxton Berry kind of got wasted. Tua, big contract. Dak Prescott, big contract. Did Jalen Hurts start this last year? No. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, giant contract. Like, there's so many big contracts at quarterback. Oh, we had retirements happen. That's right. So, Mitchell Schwartz, Anthony Sherman. I'm not sure how many of these players were on my list of targets. We will find out. Dante Hightower retires, so there's no bringing him back. Kenny Vaccaro retires. I wasn't going to bring him back anyway. Ron Leary. Aaron Rodgers. A-Rod finally retires. He's gone. Good riddance. Colin Kaepernick retires. There's a lot of people that I was looking at that are gone now, so I don't know. Nothing crazy. Dante Hightower I was considering bringing back, so that does hurt, but for the most part, no crazy retirements. Alright, so we have some negotiations to do here. Trent Bullitt, I think I could sign him back for pretty cheap. I like him. He didn't do a lot. He didn't play at all last year. But I do like him as far as a project player. Quincy Harris. These are all like practice squad players. So let's look over here. Tyler Huntley, we're not bringing back. Julian Aquara, Donovan Smith, Joseph Nopum, Rick Wagner, Nick Martin. Xavier Woods, we could bring back. I want to see what he makes on the open market, though. Romeo Aquara, nope. Danny Shelton, also want to see what he's worth on the open market. Justin Coleman, TJ Hawkinson. Trey Flowers, we will be tagging. I don't know if we'll be trading him or not, but we will be tagging him for sure. Eric Devlin. I'd be willing to offer him a backup deal. I do kind of want to see what's open on the market, though. Larry Fox, market. Right in Matthew James. Let's take a look at him. I think this guy was from the practice squad. Power rusher, run stopper, and he is a pretty big body. He's got good pursuit, good hit power, good decent tackling. Block shedding is okay. Strength is pretty good. And he wants a minimum deal, so, you know, I think we need to go ahead and get some depth at edge. Let's just give him... Sure, why not? A non-guaranteed contract. I can walk away from him at any time. Todd Nash. Nope, I need a run stopper. Quincy Harris at cornerback. He's a pretty good slot and main coverage corner. Speed and excel are really good. Zone's not super great. Hit power and tackling leave a little bit to be desired. But not bad. Not the worst. I think we'll move on from Quincy Harris, though. And then Trent Bullitt. Another edge that I think brings a lot of good, what I'm looking for to the table. He's got good strength. His block shedding needs some work, but I think he's the type of guy I want. He's a big body, can play that inside 3-4 edge rusher. So let's try to sign him to a 1-year deal, and I think the fair offer is fine here. 2 mil. Perfect. Can still move on from him for a pretty cheap price, so I'm not worried about it. That's re-signing out of the way. Let's advance, and this is where things are going to get interesting, because now we can start making trades. I've been waiting for this. Okay. We have 49 players on our roster. We've got some big signings to make. Fletcher Cox comes in, the #1 player in this free agent class, with Mike Evans and DeMarcus Lawrence behind him. Brandon Scherf, who we are looking at, he's on the roster, the potential as well, for 13 mil. And now I have to bring up the... Let's see. Let's put it right here. Oh, not this one. See some Daredevil in the background. Actually, what I need to do is this. Sorry, 1 second. Window capture. And then... So, perfect. Okay, so now you should be able to see my Excel sheet here. This is what we're looking at. Let me move it over here. So at quarterback, we're looking at Austin Belton as being a high priority replacement, or our quarterback, I mean. We need 2 quarterbacks on the roster at least. Other high priority replacements, edge for 3-4. I want a better mic situation and cornerback. On our trade block, we're going to have Austin Belton, Sammy Blake, Trey Flowers is a tag and trade, Tavai, Turk. And then here is who I'm looking at for free agent. So quarterback is the first thing I'm looking at. Jalen Hurts would be a good backup, or I guess starter. Matt Stafford, let's see if he made the market. He did, but he fell to a 73. Oh, sorry. I just realized I can't. Let's track it down. Matt Stafford did make the market, but he is down to a 73, which if you look at the Excel sheet, I had him at a 76. So Matt Stafford pretty much is out of the question now. And that's a bit of a shame because I thought that would be a fun little arc. Other players I'm looking at for depth are Brett Hodge and Eric Devlin. So let's take a look at them. Of course, Jalen Hurts would be more of a starter. Let's take a look at those guys. Hurts is here at 72. We know what we're getting with him. Brett Hodge is here. And that contract requesting price is pretty high. Eric Devlin is also here. One is 26 and one is 29. So with Brett Hodge, you're getting a guy that basically, in simple terms, can manage the offense if you need him to. Whereas with Eric Devlin, you're getting a guy that doesn't have a lot of growth to him, but I mean, I don't know. They're just not fantastic options. I think Jalen Hurts, looking at his contract price, 7 over 3 years, 8 almost. Closer to 10 over 3 years is just not what I'm looking for. So we'll probably look at one of those other 2 guys. I guess we could look at trades first. So here's a trade I've been considering. I've been contemplating. And let's go ahead and show you this as well. Unfortunately, I did all this on Excel, so it's a little... That's what she said. What are we getting? That's what she said too. Oh my gosh. I know nobody can see this, but it was a that's what she said moment. I'm dying over here trying to get it up. That's what he said. That's not... That's also what he said. That's all I'm going to say. So let's look at quarterback trades. Austin... Okay, I got to move this over. This is going to be a bit weird to work back and forth. We're going to take a look first at Austin Belton for Jimmy Garoppolo and picks. Let's take a look. Remember, we are looking to draft quarterback, but it wouldn't hurt, since we're in a little bit of a win now mode, to draft or trade for a guy that could be good year one. And obviously the 49ers have interest in him. So Belton for Garoppolo, straight up would work, of course. Garoppolo has how many years left on his contract? 2 years. So we would be eating 2 years worth of a big contract. Cap room wise, it works. We take an extra 9 mil in cap hit on this, but you probably could fleece 2 first rounders out of it. Now, I don't want to hit trade here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save, and we're going to see if that trade's an option. Because I don't know if I think that's a fair trade to either side first. So let's go ahead and try it out, and we can reload our save. I'm not trying to game the system here. I really am not. I'm also not trying to screw the series over. I just want to see if... I kind of want to see what his value on the trade market is. And we don't have a trade finder yet in Madden 21. It's in the newer one, so Now, these are two 18th picks. They're not exactly high picks. Unfortunately, I think I'm owed a little more than this, actually. And I have a feeling they'll accept this. No. Oh, wow. So a second rounder probably gets it done. Now I have to ask myself if that's worth it. I'm getting a really good player here. And Jimmy G, I mean, that's just good face brand. You know, branding. I'm sorry, this light outside my window is messing with my lighting scheme. Give me 1 second. That should be better. I mean, still got 2 hours to draft, so actually time running out a little bit. Okay, so Jimmy G and 2 first round picks isn't an option. Our next trade target would be Jared Goff with the Rams. Now, Jimmy G did lose some value as well. Jimmy G, or the Rams like this one. Here's what we get with Jared Goff. And he's not quite as the player I'm looking for compared to Jimmy G, but maybe he is now. They're the same overall. Contract-wise, we're getting the better option here. And first-round picks-wise, I would be looking for 2. And they're not even considering that. Okay. Did that make it worse? Did that actually make it worse? No? Okay, we're good. Wow! Alright. Would they even consider a first and a second? No. Okay. I thought Austin Belton would have more trade value than this. You could be kidding me. I was even thinking we can finesse like a first round pick and then they have an edge rusher here. Michael Brockers, who went down a lot in value, so I don't even want that trade. Okay. Our next option was go to the Cardinals. Trey Flowers, who's still an 86. Oh. Am I missing something here? Can I not trade suddenly? I can't add anybody to the trade block now. Let's reset it, maybe. Great. Am I gonna have to quit out and then come back in? There we go. Alright, Trey Flowers to the Cardinals, and they're not even interested in him. See, I was thinking we could get Tre'Davious White and Nick Boyle. Oops. Of course, Tre'Davious White, not a sure thing. Who is Nick Boyle? A tight end. And then probably maybe a pick. I'm thinking like a 4th rounder. Would they take this? No, they wouldn't even take it straight up, would they? No. I'd have to offer picks. You are kidding me. This is a team that's in win now mode, man. Wow, okay. Oh, I had way different ideas of how this offseason was going to go. Man, you got to be kidding me that the sunlight is shining right through my blinds. Of course. I think if I stay back like this, I'm probably okay. Let's do that. Okay, our next option is Austin Belton for Derek Carr. I don't think I'm going to make that. I really don't. Or Austin Belton for Daniel Jones. Okay, let's see. Daniel Jones for Austin Belton. This would give them their QB of the future. Obviously a trade they make straight up. And 2 first-round picks. Daniel Jones, of course, we're getting a guy that he could start. No! Now, I could probably put in a trade. You gotta be telling me that that's... Oh, can I not add a trade? You gotta be joking me. This game, man. This game. So buggy. Okay. Daniel Jones. A late first-round pick and a 7th pick. So this isn't even that honestly impressive. Would I be able to do it with either of my 7th-round draft picks? Not with that one. What about a slightly better one? No, it'd take a 6. What about next year's 6? Nope. I'm struggling here because this is not going the way I thought it would. Alright, here's another trade that I was looking at. Let's just go back out, reset the block because it's gonna freak out again. This is another one that I think would make sense. Let's go over to the Seahawks. I'm going to ask for their free safety, Quandre Diggs from Texas. Now, he is aging. And their middle linebacker, Dusty Hale. Now, Diggs' contract is 1 year. And Dusty Hale's contract is 3 years. Really cheap. Really cheap. Good player. And in my opinion, apparently, I think that a trade involving Sammy Blake and Jelani Tavai would make this happen. And I would make this trade. So basically, you're trading Tavai for Diggs and Blake for Dusty Hale. Let's see what they think of this. Trade offer accepted. So we step back at middle linebacker, but we trade a running back that wasn't going to be used for a safety, a safety basically, for 1 year. I think that's a good deal. That gives me guarantee that I'm not going to have to worry about safety in the draft. I'm a little sad that since I can trade Delonte Turk for Michael Brockers as well, but he went down in value, so I don't even want to consider that. So now we've got cornerback and tight end. So we made our first trade of the season, and I think I'm going to stick with that one because I think that's fair. They get younger. Let's look at their roster real quick just to make sure that makes sense. I guess I didn't think about that. At running back, they get a backup that's going to be their future. Chris Carson's aging, and Sammy Blake is good. He's going to get touches. And he fits their mold better than Chris Carson anyway. And then at middle linebacker, they upgraded. They just got a starting linebacker because Bobby Wagner's aging. So, I mean, that was actually a really smart trade for the Seahawks and for us. Let's go down to us. We get a pair safety to start with Tracy Walker. Quandre Diggs, I think, had a fantastic year last year. Let's look at his real quick. 63 tackles. I mean, that's pretty solid. It's not Xavier Woods level, but in our defense, he might. It just fits the mold of what I'm looking for. He's a good run support, good hybrid, and good zone safety. So we can man blitz with him. We can stick him in cover 2. We shouldn't have to worry too much about him. And then we get a new middle linebacker to pair with Mitch Newman. Of course, Dusty Hale is more of a coverage linebacker, not a run-stopping guy. So that does mean we take a little step back in that regard. And he's an Olympia player, so I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table. I'm sticking with that trade. 1 down. Goodbye, Sammy Blake. You were good, but probably not the right call to draft you. Although I did get us some players. That means we're no longer targeting safeties in free agency. I believe. Oh, there's a lot of stuff on here. There's a lot of stuff, and we haven't even touched free agents yet. Good gravy. Okay, so our trade offers right now are... I really am struggling. I need some input, but... Jawline. Like, good. Did a good job shaving today. Okay. Belton for Jones, straight up, is an option. Let's look at that one again. It makes sense for them, and it's not a division rival. It is in conference, which I don't love. Now for picks, we'd have to ask for compensation next year. 2 first-rounders does not get this done. We could throw in an extra pick, but I don't love what we're getting back. Let's look at the Rams one again. We have the Goff situation. Again, Goff is a guy that, whether he works out or not, 1 year, we're not tied to him. Picks-wise, it works for them because they don't have a better option. We can get a really good first pick. They have 2 good picks, actually. 1 pick doesn't work, though. And I think that's... I think it's bogus. I think that's wrong. So just to get the 1 pick, we're going to have to offer quite a bit. And that doesn't get us any closer to somebody we're looking to take, necessarily. If I look at the targets... Let's see... Guys I'm looking to take, Derek Frost, if he's there, would be the guy. I need more picks than that. I just do. So that means the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo are our next option. His contract hurts more. And the picks aren't worth as much. Which means we may not be able to do what I was looking to do. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the right option either. Ironically, this trade for Daniel Jones may actually be the best here. That pick next year is really enticing. Doesn't help us out a ton this year. We've got the 25th and 29th pick then, which is good. Who am I looking to take that is projected late or mid first? On day 1, let's see. So let's look at our draft board real quick. All right. So looking to be taken. Going to be taken early here. We've got Ty Linehan, Rico Yasini, who Rico Yasini is the only one that would be considerably taken early. I don't think he will be. Byron Handy and Brett Kraft. Probably we can get either late first or early second. Tyler Greenard and Deshaun Wire, same deal. Derek Frost, we can only get him if we have a top maybe 8 pick, if not top 5. I don't think that's happening. Deacon Bonds, we don't need safety as much now, so I'm not super worried about it. In fact, I'm going to skip all the safeties. Jacarde Stoudemire, again, need a top 5 pick for. Jalen Knighton, probably need a top 10 pick for. Chance Ellerby would be nice. He might be there. He might be. Paul and Childress, we could get a nice lineman. And there are options that will be available probably late or mid first round. Don't think we're looking at Sanchez or Hubbard. And then Chantel McKenzie. We don't need him. He'd definitely be a luxury pick. But again, gonna need a top 10, top 5 pick for that. And that's not gonna happen. So basically we'd be looking to answer cornerback. And I think this is the right call. Jared Goff's the better player. He helps us more in a win now situation, but they're asking too much for him. Jimmy Garoppolo, even, we're not getting enough back in picks. I think Daniel Jones is the only reasonable option here, and I would be willing to part the 2 7th round picks for it. I think this makes too much sense to have to give up more than that. We are going to have to give up more than that. Okay. Let me give away a 7th and a 6th next year. Gets us one step closer. All right. A better 7th and a 6th next year. I still think this is so... It makes too much sense for the Giants. If it wasn't for the type of quarterback they're getting and how they have nothing else at all, I wouldn't make this trade because I think this is somewhat unbalanced, but I just think that makes too much sense. 185, and how about... Oh, I have a sick feeling in my stomach even doing this. It just feels wrong. For everything you try to do in the game of Madden, this feels wrong. This one gets it done. Is this it? Oh, y'all can't see what's going on. Doggone it. Okay. This one gets it done. Don't know who else watching at this point, but... Is this the trade? We will sign a backup to Daniel Jones, and we will draft someone as well. Probably 2nd or 3rd round, if I can get away with it. How do we feel about this? Belton for Jones. Jones becomes our new day 1 starter. There's not going to be a better option in free agency. So, it's... What a world we live in where I'm going to say... I'm trying to get Daniel Jones to start for my football team. That's just insane. And he's not even real life this year's Daniel Jones. But let's look at what he brings to the table, because I actually think he's not bad. His accuracy's pretty good. Believe it or not. Throw power, pretty good. Now, he's not Austin Belton. He's 10 overall less than Austin Belton on throw power, but in Madden, that's not bad. Throw on the run. Play action is really good. Under pressure, pretty decent. And his mobility is there. Like, this is a guy that could start the entire year for us. I'm making the trade. Apparently that wasn't good enough. You're kidding me. And now I gotta reset the trade. I hate this game sometimes. I mean, would Giants fans make this trade this year? Probably not. They seem to be radically in favor of Daniel Jones, and I don't understand that. I mean, he's good. He's definitely good this year, but he's not that good. But in real life, in this situation, probably. What a 7th and a 5th? Actually, how about just a 5th? Okay, add the 7th in. Do we get this done? The Giants are not interested in Austin Belton. Yeah, right. This one should get it done. Oh, you're killing me, Giants. Is there another player we could trade that they might find worth taking? I mean, what about, like, Delonte Turk? I hate to do that, but... Like, I do feel like the game is gaming me a little bit, so I'm going to try this. Again, I'm only doing this because I do feel a little slighted by the game. This trade makes too much sense for the Giants. Okay, I don't even know if... You're kidding me. Alright, so instead of Hayden... This does feel a little scummy. A little scummy. Surely this gets it done. Like, I should be getting more than I'm getting with this. A 5th rounder. Take it. That's it. Goodbye, Austin Belton. That's it. It's official. Daniel Jones will be our day 1 starter for the 5th season of Hollister MacIntyre. We've got 2 first-round picks out of it. We might see Daniel Jones next year. And suddenly, we just got our first overall need of quarterback. No kidding. So now we've got Daniel Jones. We need a backup to Daniel Jones. I'm thinking Devlin or Brett Hodge, and we will look to draft the future of the team. We still have Trey Flowers to trade and Delonte Turk, potentially. So if I look at trade targets for Trey Flowers, we could trade for Tre'Davious White. He would be our future. We would not probably draft a quarterback then. I have tight end as an option, but I think that's a decent call. We don't need safety, and then maybe... No. So I have here Dallas Goedert as a trade option for Trey Flowers. I would darn near take that trade straight up. Today we're just helping the NFC East. How does everybody feel about that? Any Cowboys fans in chat feeling slighted by this? Trey Flowers for Dallas Goedert, and they might not want it because he's not an edge rusher. That makes no sense. I do think a late pick here, maybe like a 6 would be... No, maybe even a 5th. I do think a 5th here would make sense. No. Okay, what if I made Trey Flowers the left end? Because that's so much different than right end. I hate this game sometimes. They need an edge. They don't need a left or a right. They need an edge. And Trey Flowers can play either one. So, like, why are we making that distinction? I don't know. No music. I've lost the music. It's kind of annoying. No, not Ertz. Goddard. Now, if I do this, I need to use Goddard. And they only have a little more value towards him. Let's try a 3 and a 4. Is that fleecing? They have Zach Ertz. No. Let's save, and I want to see if they'd accept this trade even straight up. I don't know that they would. So it's official. There's no going back. We have Austin Belton now. Or, we have Daniel Jones. Goddard or Trey Flowers, straight up. Okay, so they would accept that. I don't think that's worth it for us. That's not a trade I would make, so we're going to back out. Oh, my throat's already hurting. I don't even think we'd be able to get capital off that. And while it makes sense that they wouldn't necessarily want that much capital, I don't want to make that trade. So the next option is Nick Boyle out of Arizona. I'm just curious. I don't necessarily want Tre'Davious White as our guy. I'm just curious. If you consider drafting Tre'Davious White here, so he doesn't really have any value as a left end. Let's see about right end. I am not opposed to just offloading trade Flowers for picks either. I just think being able to get a tight end would be nice. I guess I should look at, before we do this. Let's do some free agency signings, everyone. I'm sorry, we're not prioritizing super well on this stream so far. Quarterback. Brett Hodge, let's see what he brings to the table. Play action is okay. Throw power's not the worst. Accuracy short is really good. So if he came in, he's kind of just managing the game for us. Whereas Devlin, who we did see some grit out of. Devlin has good play action. Good throw on the run. His under pressure isn't bad. His accuracies aren't there, but his power is better. We're going to make an offer to Eric Devlin. And I think a 2-year offer for his caliber, this is fine. I don't think any more than this is even warranted. In fact, $3 million across 2 years. You can't sniff your nose at that. Yeah, he's going to accept that one easily. Outside of him, our options are Jalen Hurts, you know, and that's just not. That's not happening. It's not happening. It's just too much money. Daniel Jones is fine. So we made an offer there. Let's look at tight end. I have TJ Hawkinson as an option. Tyler Higbee is a guy I'm really interested in because his blocking isn't bad. It's 72. Let me see who my targets for tight end were. Ernie Stachelski is also someone I'm curious with. But his blocking isn't terrible. He has good speed and excel. It's between him and Higbee. Higbee's commanding 20 mil over 3 years, and he's 31, whereas Stachelski has no offers. I think we could build him into that guy. And if I look at Higbee real quick, speed and excel aren't as good. Now his catching is better. Run blocking slightly better. And his short and medium are decent. Whereas Stachelski, really good short actually. I'm going to make an offer to Stachelski here. And it's probably going to be in the ballpark of 4.5 a year. That's a total of, he's looking for 4 a year. I'm looking to offer 4.5 a year. Yeah, I think that gets that done pretty easily. And he's a guy I'm really interested in having, so. What about Jarwin? No. Okay, that should be 2 slots filled. Let's look at our needs. Cornerback. Tight end, safety, cornerback. So we're looking to do quarterback and cornerback in the draft. Maybe edge. Edge. Mike probably is good. So looking at run stopping edge and then maybe O lineman. So for edge, we have Akeem Hicks, Cameron Hayward, BJ Hill, and Folorunso Fatukasi. Let's see what we got there. Marcus Lawrence. Okay. He's not bad. I mean, he's asking for 10 mil over about 17.5 over 2 years. That's pretty good. Whereas Akeem Hicks would be more of 10 mil over 1 year. Cameron Hayward's looking for 8 mil. Where's Folorunso Fatukasi? Oh, he has dropped a little bit. I didn't expect that. If you look at his ratings, his strength and block shedding are still really good. So he's really pretty much only a run stopper. Darius Slay's looking for 11 million over 1 year, and Darius Slay would be great to pair. Kyle Fuller looking for 8 million over 1 year, and he has no bids. Interesting. There's true Trey Flowers. There are 2 Trey Flowers in the NFL? I didn't even think about that. That's hilarious. And then, of course, we're not looking at strong safety or anything like that. Okay, just curious what we have available. Taylor Lewan, don't think so. We could use a better right guard and then some depth. We could break the bank for Brandon Scherf. We could do it. Brandon Scherf would make sure whatever quarterback we put behind the line is set. Now the question is, do we think any of our rookie quarterbacks are going to start? Let's see what 13 mil gets us. Second place. So it's going to be more than 13 mil. Keem Hicks, 10.5. Second place. Now let's keep in mind we can trade Trey Flowers. So let's see also who needs, and they're starting the Bengals, the Broncos. The Broncos might actually draft QB this year. I didn't expect that. No, they wouldn't give us the first pick. But would they give us the second and the third for Trey Flowers? Because I would make this deal right now if it's a thing. No. They're not even interested in him. They need a left end. He's an 86 overall left end, and they're not interested in him. The Eagles. Now, we were looking to trade for Goddard, but I don't think we would make that trade now. So what about just capital? Second and third. What about just the second? Okay, I can live with that. Goodbye, Trey Flowers. It was nice having you, but I can live with that. We got more trade free cap space now. Man, I can't speak. Question is, do we want Cameron Hayward, who is a big boy? He would be 92 strength, 82 block shed versus Akeem Hicks, 94 strength, 84 block shed. So Akeem Hicks is definitely a guy I want. Let's see what 1 year. I think you get a guy like Akeem Hicks and pair him with Rashawn Gary, paired with Jay Terry and Mitch Newman, and you're going to be stopping the run. Now, how well will you be defending against the pass? Maybe not super well. Let's give him upwards of 11 million. Doesn't move the needle much. 11.5. 12 million gets us number 1. I kind of want to sit there. I don't know that I want to pay more than 12 million. I'm kind of also considering Brandon Scherf. Now, he is asking for 1 year. I'm wondering what 2 years 25 would do. You get a guy like this, unless he retires, you know you're getting a solid player for 2 years. Like, there's no way he's going to be bad. He fits our scheme. Like to offer him $2 years, 14 mil. That's a $28 million contract. That puts us number 1 and does still give us some cap space. We can walk away from him for not too much. So right now we'd be getting Brandon Scherf if he accepted. We are number 1. Akeem Hicks, if he accepted, we are number 1. Ernie Stachelsky, we're the only one. Eric Devlin, we're the only one. No, his is fine. I'm going to bump Akeem Hicks up just because I'm a little scared. Moves the needle a little bit more, and Brandon Sheriff as well, just a little bit. Want to move the needle. Now, we could use running back as well. We're going to have to look at running back. But I'm not going to be breaking the bank for any running backs. Wide receiver, we're more than good on. I wouldn't mind having a better wide receiver, but tight end, we're good. We could use a backup lineman. Mostly a better left tackle to back up, and probably center. I think this would shore us up at edge. Defensive tackle, we could use some depth. Although we don't need it necessarily, because Akeem Hicks could play inside on the 3-4. Probably. Jeffrey O'Sullivan, we're rocking with him again. Chance Fortunato, we need another outside linebacker. Cornerback, we could use another player, but we're going to look to draft some. We're good at safety. Okay. So let's see what we can get as far as backup linemen. I do have a few options here. Just look real quick. Nicholas Beverly. Nicholas Beverly would be a good backup, apparently. Just gotta find him. Huh. Well, he may not be an option. Okay. I mean, that happens sometimes. Must have gotten re-signed. Or retired. I don't know how old he was. Okay. David DeCastro clearly wasn't available. He must have gotten re-signed. Taylor Lewan's not an upgrade. That means pretty much Dalton Long would be my next ideal pick here. Just gotta find him. Okay, it's Dalton Long. Oh, he's getting offers. He wants 1 year for $2 million, but this guy's 26, so I would offer him 3 years. Kind of want to make it cheap so I can walk away from him if I need to. 3 years, $2 million? Not even close. 3 years, $3 million. Still not even close. How much are teams offering this guy? Hang on, let's reset it. Let's offer him 1 year for $2 million, see what that does. That puts us in the conversation. What about 3 years for $2 million? Doesn't move the needle much. Go down to 500 and I'll do this. That puts us number 1. We can still walk away from it for pretty cheap, so that's pretty good, I'd say. I wouldn't mind an interior depth lineman. I've got Hala Polivati Vaitai as an option. I think that would be a good option. Let's look at him. And I'm not going to give him a guaranteed contract because I don't know that anybody will even look his way. That's fine with me. So let's sit there. Oh, we've got some good offers here. Now it's a question of what's next on what I need. So, Mike, no, edge rusher. I could use depth at edge for sure. Got Zach Allen and Justin Matabuke as pretty good depth. Who'd I say? Justin Matabuke and Zach Allen. Zach Allen looks like he fits the mold. Yeah, I'd say he does. It's a decent offer. 4 million. Justin Matabuke. 2 million. Wait, why is he so much cheaper? Brings a little edge rushing. He's got good strength. This would be a good guy to grab, and I'd even be willing to offer 2 million for him. Or 2 years. Let's try to lowball him on stage 1. I doubt he gets signed, so that's probably fair. Cornerback, we could look at depth. Desmond Ellis is a really good option for depth I've got. Okay. Keep the ball rolling. Desmond Ellis. Way down here. Why do I have him? Oh. He's got good zone and good speed. Okay. 2 years. Again, I want to make it a fairly cheap contract to get out of just in case, but hey, 2.5 mil. It's a decent offer. Alright, tight end we're good at, I'd say. So now we're looking at running back and wide receiver. I have Andy Isabella as a high value target. Interesting. That's very interesting. Got Hugh Porter as a decent wide receiver candidate. Let's look at him first. Hugh Porter. He's young. He's got star dev. He's decently fast. She's got decent short route running. His agility's nice. Change of direction isn't bad. And his juke and spin move are all decent. Like, this is a guy that I could see playing, frankly. I say we give him a 3-year contract. Only 1 mil guaranteed. Probably 2.5. So 3 years, 10 mil. It's an agreement. That offer probably is going to get accepted without any contest. And that's a steal, I think. At running back, I've got several options here. Move it over to this side. Don't know who's who here though. Andy Isabella would be a great running back, I think, actually. Would cost me quite a bit though. Cost me about a 4 mil cap hit, which I don't know if I want. Jonathan Davenport. Is that a running back? So Davenport has great speed, acceleration, and agility. Good change of direction. His juke is really good. He's 25. Another LSU back. His catching and his route running are not ideal. So that's the downside of Jonathan Davenport. But a great option here. Scotty Miller. That must be a wide receiver. Scotty Miller. He's 5'9". Great speed and excel. Pretty good agility and change of direction. Ball carrying and carrying are really good. Juke move's not bad. This guy can play running back. Wow. Wow. Really well, actually. I've also got Taylor Gabriel as a potential changeover. I don't see him. What's that? Taylor Gabriel. Oh, Lazard. I saw him. Would not mind grabbing him, too. I don't see Taylor Gabriel anywhere here, so he must be gone. Andy Isabella, we've got Raheem Mostert and Nyheim Hines as options. Those guys probably are going to command quite a bit of money, though. We're talking $6 million over 2 years for Hines. Well, Mostert. Mostert's got to be up here. No, Mostert's not even available. Okay. Nyheim Hines, he's fast. Pretty good at change of direction and agility. Good carrying and ball carrying vision. Good juke. He runs some decent routes, but, and this is a big but, I just think I have to go with, let's see, Scotty Miller. Call me crazy, but this guy can play running back. You know, he needs to put on some weight. He's going to get smacked around a little, but for 2 years, and let's give him a lot less guaranteed. I'm thinking like 500K. Now that doesn't get it done, probably. So let's go 2.5, basically 3 million over 2 years. I'll even go up to 3. Doesn't move the needle much at all. This is the guy we'll revisit. We'll revisit him. I also want to just throw an offer at Hakeem Butler or Alan Lazard. I think Alan Lazard would be nice. He's got great, not great, decent route running. Hakeem Butler's also an option. He's 6'5". Another one of those guys from the Iowa State team that was really solid. Let's throw an offer at Alan Lazard. I only want it to be 1 year, so we're not hurt by it too much. Gives us 10 million cap space. We can reevaluate next period, see what we need. Let's go ahead and advance. Do I have anybody else I want to trade? Lante Turk's the only other option. And if I get these guys, I wouldn't mind trading Delonte for some capital. Does anybody need wide receiver? Not particularly. Now, who doesn't have a great situation for wide receiver? Donald Gillett plays next year. The Chargers are an option. Surely somebody has it in their top 5. Right? The Rams are an option, actually. I would say. It may not show it, but I think the Rams need a wide receiver. So let's just see what we can get. I would take a 4th round pick for him. He's still 25. That might be a little high. It's accepted. Alright. No offense to Lante Turk. I just don't see you in our future plans. So we will go into next period with 10.6 mil in cap space. Let's see what happens. Keep in mind now, we got the draft combine coming up. That's going to make me change a lot of things about my draft board. Eric Devlin accepts. Justin Matabuke accepts. David Long accepts. Dalton Long. Akeem Hicks. Brandon Sheriff. Hugh Porter. And Ernie Stachelski. Oh my goodness. Wow. Who was Hugh Porter again? Wide receiver. Wow, okay. So that was nice. Hugh Porter plays early. Now, he didn't play a ton, but he plays. Ernie Stachelski, day one starter. Dalton Long, we'll move him around. He'll play something else. Honestly, he probably plays left tackle as depth. I think that's what I signed him for, actually. But Brandon Sheriff, day one starter, obviously. Akeem Hicks, day one. We'll move him around. We'll make that work. We still could use some linebacker depth, I think, but we don't necessarily need it either. Cornerback, we're still in the hunt for as well. $10.6, so we are still negotiating with all these guys and potentially going to get them. I mean, I'm not necessarily moving on any of them. Scotty Miller, he's probably still not super high on the list of people. No. So I think we can sit on Scotty Miller. I just don't see anybody else really being an option here. Stafford, Newton, and Hurts are still available. As is Brett Hodge, and I would be willing to throw an unguaranteed contract at Hodge. So if he wants it, it's here. I will give him the bare freaking minimum. 11 points. There's no way he signs. That's fine. That's fine. All right, and here we go. We gotta move a little quicker. We might actually not end by 4 or 3. All right. QB. Combine grades. Three scramblers here, all from the Olympia Dynasty. Kai Linehan, Darius, and Atari. And you look at these top 3 and the combine grade, and you'd say Darius MacIntyre is a better player than Kai Linehan, and that, other than talent, would be true. Even Atari's not bad. You don't get an arm on Atari, but he's not bad. Wouldn't mind drafting him, to be honest. I still got points to scout with. Derek Frost is 7.1. Deontay Gathers looks really good. Let's look at tight end first. There's a few guys I'm curious about. He's got a 6.7. Nope. Just looking for some outstanding combine grades here. Because I've pretty much scouted everybody I want. So I'm just curious. Ooh. Bench press, 34 reps. That's not bad. We'll add Jimmy Shelton to the draft block here. That is an option. Cooper Leonard, pretty good bench press, which is what I'm looking at mostly. Matt Cody. Oh, well, we've already exhausted our... Okay, we're not going to be doing much there. Let's go ahead and advance again. Well, I'm not going to watch the game. It was just for my parents, but I don't know if they're here, to be honest. I'm getting kind of hungry, though. And my water is pretty much out, so I am struggling. Scotty Miller accepts on a pretty much... accepts on a dime there. That is nice. We are still negotiating for a lot of guys that have no offers to them. Halapuli Vati Vaitai. Whew. Brett Hodge will up his contract. Oh, thank you. From 11 to 13. Okay. Well, you're not getting money, buddy. I don't know if anybody else will sign you. If they do, fine. But otherwise, better money than no money. I guess no money at all is a lie. Let's give him 1 mil. Huh? Yeah, yeah. 24. Okay. You know what? If you're not going to accept any of my money, we'll just give you the bare minimum. And good luck. These guys will probably accept unless somebody offers them money. And I know it's on the cheap, but such is the life when you're in free agency. Let's see what QBs are at now. All 3 of these guys still available, but they are getting offers. We will check the quarterback situation before we draft. Got some more college players to scout. 5.6, 5.9. Oh, wow. 33 reps. Not actually that great. Not strong enough. Matt Cody, nope. Okay. Devontae Price is really good. Just look for some outrageous draft combine scouting here, I guess. 6.5 for Donnie Wall from Northwestern. Cornerback. Looking at some of the top guys, Brett Kraft is at 6.4. So, you know, you're kind of looking to compete around that area. 5.9 is not bad. Look at what a 5.9 would be. No. Okay. That's fine. Let's go one more. I believe this is our last. Is this the last one to sign free agents? We get Lazard and Ellis. That means, who did we not get? Guess we're not going to find out. Any crazy freak athletes here? Undrafted Rome? No. Parker Banks? Dylan Murdoch. Where was he? Oh, he's a #1 talent? I did not know that. Dylan Murdoch. And we could get him day 2. Thank you. Projected 1. What is he projected? Late 4, late 1st. So this guy would be the steal of all steals here. He is 21. Just gotta get all these down for. Route runner, which is nice, honestly. We don't have a lot of that. A short route, A minus deep route, A minus medium. Wow, really good route runner. Let's sort. My goodness. Steal of the draft right there. I've been fooled by this power back thing before. Unfortunately, it just grades power backs way too high. Like a 6.4 for elusive, 6.5 for elusive. Rumble to fall. Troy Jowers, that's not bad. That's it for scouting, guys. We are officially to the NFL draft here. Got some food here. I don't mean to eat on camera, but when you're hungry, you're hungry. So we are still negotiating for Halapuli Vati Vaitai and Brett Hodge, who unfortunately did not accept. So we could look to get them in free agency. Otherwise, quarterbacks that are still available, yeah, Brett Hodge is the highest. Tyler Huntley is available. I think we're good. You know, I'd love to have Brett Hodge just to try him out in preseason, and that's pretty much it. So we'll probably still look to sign him. But our signings for the free agency, Brandon Scherf, our big ticket free agency signing. Akeem Hicks, I think will be really solid, especially in this run game, the #1 run game in the NFL. We don't lose a ton from Trey Flowers with him. Justin Banabuki. Good chicken. You know, he could rush the quarterback with insane upside as a run stopper. Arnie Stachelski. Basically, is TJ Hawkinson just not as good? We'll see what he can do. Scotty Miller will play running back. Alan Lazard will get some touches at wide receiver. Hugh Porter will get some touches at wide receiver, and Hugh Porter is potentially the future. Desmond Ellis, just a good depth cornerback. Dalton Long, good depth on the line. And Eric Devlin, he earned a contract with us with how he played, with how gutsy he was in that playoff game. So he's got a shot. Let's move to the draft. Now, with the first overall pick in the NFL draft, I will not be looking to trade for this. It's just not viable. If we look at the draft board, Jakarde Stoudemire, expect him to go early, and he deserves to. I mean, he's 20 years old. He is like the future. He could be the future MVP, you know, defensive MVP. So, he's just dominant. 7.7 combine grade. Big. Looks like he's a good power rusher, but he probably has good upside as a run stopper too. Not sure what his speed rushing abilities are. Opposed to him, you got Chantel McKenzie, who, if you need to bolster your interior line, wouldn't be bad. I just don't see him as the #1 pick. John Hubbard and Jamie Sanchez are overrated, frankly, from what I can tell. Devontae Price, we don't know anything about. Derek Frost, he should be a top 5 pick, I think. There are options here. Let's see what the Dolphins go, because we will not be contending here. Jakarde Stoudemire, to no one's surprise, goes first overall, which means Chantel McKenzie probably will go second here. Let's see. Yeah. It's either Derek Frost or Chantel McKenzie at this point. Jamie Sanchez! Wow! Did I miss a pick? Am I crazy, or did I just miss a pick? No, Chantel McKenzie got picked. I think we just skipped a pick. What happened? Okay, so it was probably Chantel second, and then Jamie McKenzie went third to the Bucks. Okay. Broncos are on the board here. The pick would have them going either Rico Yasine, which they might actually do. And if they do, we suddenly have to scramble for quarterback. Or John Hubbard. Or they make the smart call if they've scouted and they go Derek Frost. And they go Derek Frost. The Broncos are a good team. Really good team now. That's exciting to see. Especially because I feel like there's a little rivalry since they've got Bryce Richardson, although Austin Belton's gone now, so. Rico Yasune is still available. John Hubbard's next up. Him and Sidney Beasley could go here. Jalen Knighton, if he's available. Let's see who needs a quarterback real quick. Da Bears. Do the Falcons? Yeah, they do. Jalen Hurts is on their team, but they do. Do the Eagles? No. No. Between Carson Wentz and Braxton Berry? No. What about the Steelers? Yeah, they've got Matt Stafford, but they're looking to the future as well. How about the Bears? They've got Wyatt Ertz, right? Yeah. Jets. Nope, they're sticking with Sam Darnold. How about the Chargers? Justin Herbert, of course. And the Rams? Who do they have now? Is it still Goff? Still Goff. You could see him go any of these picks. Again, we're not going to be trading up here. I just think it's better for us. Devontae Price goes. Okay. The Eagles, they do not need quarterback. They go John Hubbard. And those were two good players. Just, I feel like they were a little overrated, personally. Chicken. How about the Steelers? Sidney Beasley. Jalen Knighton, Jarek Shepard, and Deacon Bonds are your next highest talent players, probably. Rico Yasine does make sense here. Chance Ellerby goes. Wow, that's a big... I feel like that's a huge reach, but Chance Ellerby has huge upside. I had him listed. He was a good player. The Jets do not need quarterback. They go Cyril Franklin, who was a really good pick. Okay. Chargers also do not need quarterback. They go Byron Stapleton. Okay. Jalen Knighton's still available. Deacon Bonds goes to the Rams, so he's off the board. Okay. All the quarterbacks we're looking for are still available. How about the Bengals? Trevor Bertier from BYU from the Olympia Dynasty goes. I was considering him, but no longer an option, and that's okay. Titans. Let's look at the trade block here again. Just see who needs quarterback. Titans, you bet your bippy, need quarterback. Oh my goodness. There's no way the Titans pass up here. You can't. You need quarterback. The Jaguars. It says need quarterback, although I don't see the Jaguars doing that. The Raiders need quarterback. If somebody takes quarterback, suddenly we have to scramble for quarterback. How about the Washington football team? Not so much. How about the Cardinals? No. But the 49ers? Probably no. What about the Panthers? Yes. because their quarterback is Teddy Bridgewater. All right, we're in the danger zone here because I don't know how high teams would reach, and Jalen Knighton goes, okay? If we can just make it to the second round, I think we're okay. Tony Jones. Raiders are looking to draft quarterback. They do not. Devontae Copper. How about the football team? Andrew McConnell. Cardinals, 49ers, and Panthers should be good. Ramon Jeffrey. 49ers go Terrell Timmons. Panthers, Clayton Emerson. Okay. Let's look again because we might need to move up from our spot. Packers definitely need quarterback. Their quarterback on roster is Jordan Love, who's good, but they might need a quarterback. Texans have Deshaun Watson. Vikings, Josh Kirchhoff is their starter, so they may look to do quarterback, and I can't trade with the Vikings. I'm not allowing it. Patriots need quarterback because Cam Newton's their guy. How about the Colts? I bet the Colts need quarterback. Yup. Their number one need is quarterback. We are going to have to scramble here if anybody takes a quarterback. George Fusaro, who I did have high on my draft board. Texans, Jarek Shepard. This chicken. Come on. Chicken to sustain myself here. Vikings. Cam Pollard. Patriots. A 77 overall wide receiver. Sean Boss. Okay. And we've held tight. We're going to have all the options available that we want here if the Colts don't take quarterback. And they do not. Okay. We could trade down here. Available that I'm looking for, Tyler Greenard is an option. Sean Wire, but that would be a reach. Kyle Linehan. Brett Kraft is available. Byron Handy. All these guys are reaches a little bit, I think. Could we look to trade back? Let's see what the trade offers are for our pick. The Bills pick 30, which would be one after, so we get back-to-back picks. That's not bad, and a third rounder. That's really good. Pittsburgh will give us pick 39, which would be 10 picks later, and 71. But it's already a worse trade. The Patriots would give us... No. We could move back one spot. No. Okay, never mind. The Bills pick is enticing. I think I make this deal just because that nets me a third round pick out of it, and I'm not too worried in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 spots of somebody taking somebody I want. Am I? I mean, everybody I want, if I look here, is already gone. Chance Ellerby gone. Colin Childress is available, and he is a solid interior offensive lineman. George Fusaro's gone. Trevor Bertier's gone. Hubbard and Sanchez are gone, and Chantel McKenzie's gone. So I think this makes sense. Let's give our pick to the Bills. Let's see who needs quarterback now. The Bills do not need quarterback. The Seahawks do not need quarterback. The Browns do not need quarterback. And the Ravens do not need quarterback. We should be safe on quarterback here. Bills take Adrian Davidson. Carter Reynolds. Tyler Greenard goes, and he was a 75, so I might have missed out on not picking him. And Levi Hall. So we traded down, and we didn't lose anything out of it that I was really looking at. With my first pick in this draft, I don't want to go quarterback here. I want to go cornerback. Day one. There is also Colin Childress, but I think... What's he? Colin Childress. I could get him probably in the second round. Oh, he's a good player, though. If I look at needs, cornerback is definitely a need, in my opinion. Edge rushers are also a need. You always could use a good edge rusher. So here are my options. First round talents-wise, we're left with Byron Handy and Brett Kraft. Near identical players. In my opinion, the player that... Okay, so Brett Kraft gives you more turnovers. I think Byron Handy was a better lockup cornerback. We're talking A man coverage versus B man coverage. A press versus B press. And C zone. I don't know how good Brett Kraft's would be. Byron Handy's the pick. And he's a 74 overall. Now you have to keep in mind, I made this like probably 4 months ago, 5-6 months ago. I don't remember all these players' ratings. 74 overall. He's got hidden depth. Whoop, Apple. His zone needs work. His athleticism isn't off the charts. I shouldn't go Brett Kraft here. Should I with pick 30? I mean, you don't go with 2 players. That's just too many players, I think. Tackling and hit power are okay. Press is an 87, though. This guy could be a premier corner in the NFL. And pick 30. Back to back. Okay. So... next highest need that I have available in day one is Colin Childress. If I want to take a risk, I've got the 6th pick in round 2, so I probably could be okay. If I need to scramble for a quarterback out of nowhere, I should be good. Comes down to, do I want to pick up Brett Kraft? I don't think I do, just for the series. I'm going to go Colin Childress here. I'm not going to trade down again. That's kind of cheaty. Let's go Colin Childress. $75 overall. Great interior alignment. High strength. Good run blocking. I think he'd make a good center. Okay. And now we have to wait a few picks until we can draft again. Quarterback could get hairy here. So the Cowboys shouldn't be looking at quarterback. Nope. The Chiefs should not be looking at quarterback. Nope. Dolphins. Nope. Saints shouldn't. It says they are. Now they have the NFL MVP from last year and Jay Stannis, who is a really good player. But of course it says they're looking for quarterback. This game is frustrating. Like, here's another one. Why in the world would the Buccaneers look for quarterback when they have the offensive quarterback of the year? Offensive player of the year. Whatever. And the Broncos says they're looking for a quarterback too. I don't see it with Bryce Richardson. Falcons we know are. So the Falcons are the danger pick here in my opinion. Let's see. Darren Ford. John Schweiss from Olympia goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, that's awesome. Good for him. First round pick too. I did not expect that. I had him as a day 2 pick, I think. Yeah. The Dolphins do not need quarterback. They go Brenton Phillips, a really good defensive tackle. How did I miss that? The Saints, thank goodness, don't go quarterback. They did not need one. They don't go it. The Broncos as well do not need quarterback. They go Jalil Patterson. Now the Falcons do. So if they go quarterback, and they should, Rico Yasini, a mid-second, early first talent, 20 years old. No, they don't. You're kidding me. We have the 25th pick. I can afford to try one more round of sitting on my laurels here, and Brett Kraft is still available. Do I have anybody from day one that I still think... Gone. 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 I believe he's gone. Tyler Greener's gone. Byron Handy's gone. Let's delete all those. Oh, these 3 delete. I'm sorry that unfortunately it has to be done this way. Chance Ellerby, Jalen Knight, and Jacardi Stoudemire are all gone. I think Jarek Shepard is gone as well. We only have 2 projected first rounders. Okay. Greenard's gone. And he went way earlier than I expected. Okay. So our draft board now says we have about 5 options available. 3 of them are quarterbacks. Brett Kraft, Deshaun Wire, is he gone? He is? Oh no, he's available. Early second rounder. He's got good press, good man. I don't love that I don't know if he's a good zone coverage corner, though. The thing about him is he's 21. Whereas Brett Kraft is also 21. Okay, so really no upside here. None of these guys are also guys that I'm really looking to get right away. Just not good enough for that. I think it'd be a talent reach if we did that. So the option here is Brett Kraft, and as much as I hate it, I think that's what you have to go with. Again, I really do hate to do that. Dylan Murdoch is available. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I have Dylan Murdoch as a day 2 guy, but he's a good route runner. He's 21. I've also got an offensive lineman on the interior that's... No. Trying to read my draft board is kind of tough to do. So the choice here is either Dylan Murdoch or Brett Kraft, and there's really no in between. I could get Chris Harris later. Let's look at this board again. I've got Chris Harris on here. He's a late second, but he's the combine star. So I actually think Chris Harris could be a better pick. Storylines, Dylan Murdoch. Hidden development, 21 overall, a route runner. His speed's good. He's got some athleticism. Catching could use some work. His route running though is phenomenal. He's gonna be open. Great change of direction, great agility. He could play running back. He won't, but he could. That's a good pick. And now we're just looking to see if anybody drafts quarterback. We're gonna trade up for the next team that has quarterback as a need, and we're gonna take Kyle Linehan. He's the guy I've been wanting. I do think that Rico Yasine is good, but there goes Deshaun Wire. So let's do this. Dylan Murdoch. Dylan Murdoch was a projected reach. A little unfortunate, but that is what you have to do sometimes. Andy Howard goes. I do want... He should be there. Zach Leonard. Mike Pickett. Now, if Chris Harris, or if Brett Kraft falls to us, which I don't think he will, then sure. Eric Hall was looking at him. And Brett Kraft goes to the old habits, Las Vegas Raiders. Okay. All right. Goodbye, Brett Kraft. I still have 3 day one quarterbacks available. I have a lot of day 2, but I don't remember who got drafted already, so we'll have to look at that. Football team could use quarterback. They don't go it. Cardinals don't need it. They don't go it. 49ers, nope. Panthers go Tim Allen. Packers don't. Texans don't. Vikings don't. Patriots don't. Colts don't go quarterback. Now, we don't pick until round 4, pick 11. Oh, boy. We're playing with fire, I think, by not drafting a quarterback at this point. We would be playing with fire. Let's look at who's still available cornerbacks-wise. Dudley Pearson. Chris Harris. Highest talent grades late in the second. We still have a lot of late second guys. Jason Clemens is available. That's an option. That's definitely an option. I don't think I'll go him, but that would have been somebody I would have considered. It's between Chris Harris and Kyle Linehan. Now, at what point are you really taking the gamble here by not going your quarterback? I don't know. Because we will have to trade up for him if we don't get him, which should be possible. See, I can afford to wait as long as I can for him because I know that theoretically Rico Yasine should go first. But am I arguing with myself here to get Kyle Linehan? I think I am. Says I reached, but not by much. I got him about around where his true talent value was. Kyle Linehan is our future. 70 overall, hidden development. His arm, it says not strong, but he's got 90 throw power. So I don't know about that. He's a good scrambler, good improviser. His accuracies are weak, day one. Decent play action, good throw on the run. Speed and acceleration and all his running stats are decent, really good actually. He's gonna run the ball. And I just think at some point you had to go with him, and this was that time. So now I'm kind of saying, where do I think Chris Harris goes? And who takes Rico Yasine? So Nathan Knighton goes. Kind of a reach there. Nicholas Randall. If I see one more cornerback be taken, I'm going to go for Chris Harris. I'm going to trade for him. Will Coles. Rico Yasine goes to the Dolphins, so he won't even get a chance to start. That's tragic. And I don't understand this game's logic. Like, you could have gotten a starting caliber quarterback on a lot of teams there that didn't have a 71 overall. Oh well. Nice pick. So Delonte McKinney goes. Who's available at cornerback now? We still got some picks before Chris Harris. I think I go one more cornerback before Chris Harris, and then I trade for him. Jamarcus Coleman. Okay, well that was quick. Who needs cornerback now? Okay, the Chargers. No. The Rams. No. How about the Bengals? No. What the Titans? No. The Jags? Raiders. Football team? The Commanders? Washington could use one. This could be playing it close. Let's look the trade with Washington. I guess 6 and a 5 get it done. Okay. So we gave up 4, 5, and 6 for the 3. I think that's fair. Now we just have to hope Chris Harris is still there. Whoa. He's the 3rd available cornerback, but he's the highest available talent grade. Did I make a mistake? I have 4 picks to go. Justin Harvin. Jason Clemens goes to the Titans. One more. Okay. We get our guy here. Chris Harris. He's normal dev. That's a little unfortunate. I was thinking I might have given him star. But that's fair. I mean, it's definitely fair. He was never a star in college. He's 70 man, 69 zone, 69 slot. Really fast. Raw talent. Okay, and now we're looking to pick on the 4th round. I think at this point we don't have anybody I'm really super interested in. I've pretty much exhausted most of my resources here. We don't need cornerback at this point, so let's say anything with cornerback in it, we're going to delete. Sakashe. I'm going to get rid of Kai Linehan and Rico Yasine. Darius McIntyre is still available. At tight end, Damian Harrison, I believe, got drafted. He did. So we got Zach Leonard and Jamarcus Coleman. Both got drafted. Still got some day twos, I think. Jason Clemens got drafted. We've got some offensive linemen. We've got Cam Pollard. Gone. Clayton Anderson and Cam Pollard, Clayton Anderson, Levi Hall. All gone. That means Justice Richards is the last safety talent I have. And he is available. If you want a physical guy, which I'm not too worried about. Let's sim until we hit one of our guys. Curtis Hunter, a 74 pick in the 3rd round. That is insane. Emmett Adams, a good running back. I keep clicking this, man. William Nails. Darius McIntyre is a Seahawk. Okay, so he will not play for at least a little bit. Although Russell Wilson could retire and he could be their starter going forward. So that's interesting. I am looking to pick up Atari if he's available. But if somebody drafts him, I'm not too worried about it. Roy Beard. Okay. Again, I'm not looking at cornerback. There's a few, maybe. Kyle Cruz. Let me see if Justice Richard gets drafted here. Clint Montague. Estrada. Wow, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Okay. So here by talent level, our pick would be Justice Richards. Yeah, Justice Richards. And he is going to go soon. If not one of the next few picks. So if we want BPA, he is the guy. What about some 3 mids? Nope, 3 lates. We've got cornerbacks available. We could look to get a tight end. There's a 4 early tight end. Rob Spitzer is available. He's a 5 early. Nicholas Randall must be gone. Philip Bailey still available. Neither of these guys have good blocking though, and that's really what I'm looking for at this point in a tight end. So I'm not going to go with that. Safeties, we've got some. We've got a 3 early DeMarcus Spencer. Can't remember if I saw him go or not. Looks like he did. Okay. But Daniel Roth is an option. We could also look to take Atari here. He's an early 6, so he matches exactly. We don't need him necessarily, but we do have picks coming up, and I would like to take him just to have another guy. You never know. I think you go BPA here. I just don't have anybody else on my board that I'm really interested in just yet. Let's do it. Good spec, good catch in traffic. You know, it's like got good ability. He needs short route running, but this guy could be a red zone threat. Now here is an interesting question. Will Atari go earlier than 6, simply because he's the next best available quarterback? There's some of these teams Atari could compete for the starting job on. He does not go, though. Okay, so we've exhausted all our day 2 ranks on my draft board. At this point, we have, let me see. Select sounds are so satisfying. It is. It gets a little annoying, though. Sorry, I didn't see this. I don't know how long ago that was. It's kind of, I don't like how I have to switch between screens, because it makes my game be not full screen. So in the future, I'll have to keep that in mind. This is tough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not entirely sure who to go with here. Let's finish off our apple. No safeties that I'm interested in. Go to tight end. Nobody. Go to cornerback. We've got some. Keon Conway. Theo Weber. I have him high for some reason. I have him as a rank 4, even though he's a 5 mid. Which... interesting. We wouldn't get the pick again, so if I want Atari, this is the pick to do so. I mean, there's just nobody else I want to draft at this point. Atari Mason. Hidden development. 65 overall. He's only good at scrambling day 1. He's got no throw power. Bad accuracies except for short. Good throw on the run. Good play action. Decent break sack. He's not super athletic. Okay. Let's just see who's available at my next pick. And, you know, Byron Coleman goes. I had him as an option. Pat Kincaid, I had him. Justin Wiseau, the fullback, goes in the 5th round. Nice. Mike McMillan from Utah State, from the Olympia Dynasty goes. That's awesome. DeAndre Sims. Keon Conway. He was going to be my next pick, I think. So I probably will not be drafting here. I'll probably be just opting out of the rest of the draft. But we're going to see. We're going to see what we get first. Available. Okay. Available at this point, cornerback. Is there anybody I have? Jason Mackey is on my list. I mean, yeah, John Winter is also on my list, and they're decent, I guess. Donald Mann and Derek Butler are... I don't even think I have them listed. I do, but not highly. And there's a reason for that. Edge. I have an edge named Adrian Lewis as an option. Well, he must be gone because I don't see him available. Greg Maddox. There's some offensive linemen, but I have a feeling those guys are not available either. Jimmy Shelton. Late 5th. Nothing impressive. Cooper Leonard. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point you just trade down, get out, or you trade. Yeah, I'm gonna trade down. The only reason I'm allowing myself to do this one is it's for Mr. Irrelevant. That is the thing in the series. I always draft Mr. Irrelevant if I can. And then who is that going to be? Not sure. Darius White is still on the draft block. That is so sad. I mean, he really should have been playing somewhere. Who has the last pick in the draft? Who would be the last pick in the draft? I don't actually know. 32 times 7? 30 times 7 is 210 plus 210 plus 14. 224? Is that right? Where'd my select sounds go? Does anybody have pick 224? Or did my math turn out not right? I think my math was good. The Cowboys have pick 223, but that's not Mr. Irrelevant. There it is. Obviously, they'd accept this straight up, so I'll just take your 7th round next year for it. It's fine. I don't think I win that trade, but I don't really care. Donald Mann was somebody I was looking at. Jason Mackey was somebody I was looking at. Alex Reisner. Here's the quarterback run. Too late, everyone. If you did not draft QB this year, you're missing out until next year. I still can't believe those guys slid that far. Mainly Rico Yasine. Rico Yasine should have gone earlier. I'm making a song here. As we all know, Mr. Irrelevant may not be on the team, even into the season, but Brock Purdy made it, so... Is there anybody here I scouted that has a green diamond next to the name? Dominic Tompkins. Meh. Jimmy Shelton. Okay. Left guard, that's an option. That's probably the option at this point. Okay, I saw a crazy combine grade here. Did I see an 8? I must not have. I thought I saw an 8, though. Is there anybody in the 7s? Because that could entice me. Dude, this noise is driving me crazy. I should have put some background music on. I don't know why I didn't. Okay. The choice is going to be Jimmy Shelton, and he might actually make the team. Let's see what he is real quick. And then we'll look at the rest of the draft class. 66 overall, a pass protector. He'll be sliding to left tackle. Let's go ahead and move him. What does that put his overall to? 65. So he drops down one. I don't care. He is a slower pass blocker on the outside. That's just where he's going to be. Okay. So we know what we drafted. We know what we've got. Let's look at the NFL. Jacarde Stoudemire, 77 overall, no star dev. Wow. Did not expect that. But he is 20. Chantel, also normal dev. Okay. Jamie Sanchez has hidden dev, though. Alright, so I thought he was a bit of a reach. Maybe not. Derek Frost. Hurts not having him. Devontae Price. Okay. John Hubbard. normal dev, so it looks like they made the right call. He is 2 years younger than Jamie Sanchez, but Sidney Beasley, no star dev. Chance Ellerby, no star dev. Wow. Cyril Franklin. You're the guys with development here. Deacon Bonds, star dev. Okay, well, we wouldn't have gotten him anyway. There was no hope. Trevor Bertier, normal. Would have been great, though. Jalen Knighton, normal. Wow, okay. Still would have been a good pick, but... Tony Jones. Devontae Copper, normal. Andrew McConnell. Ramon Jeffrey, star dev, defensive tackle. That's a nice pick. Few linemen, okay. George Fusaro, normal, but good. Jarek Shepard, normal. Sean Boss, wide receiver, normal, but he was the highest wide receiver picked in the first round. But Johnny Stanford, normal. Carter Reynolds, normal. Tyler Greener, normal. Okay, so honestly, not even upset about that. Byron Handy is 1 less overall and star dev. Maybe superstar. I probably didn't put superstar on him, but he's hidden dev, so he'll be one of those for sure. Levi Hall, not worried about. Colin Childress, normal. Great player though. Not sure how he turns black to white. I'll probably have to fix some of these. And then John Schweiss, the last pick in the first round. Star dev, and he would have been perfect. He's better than Dusty Hale, but Dusty Hale's like a similar player, just not as good. Other standouts, Britton Phillips. Let's actually look by, we can't look by position, I guess. Let's look for Rico Yasine, and he was taken after Kai Linehan. So Kai Linehan went late second round. Didn't really have to reach for him. And how much longer did it take? The first pick of the third round was Rico Yasine. So in the third round, I was going to have to make a call, I think. He is normal dev. Oh my gosh, look at those arms. That dude's huge. 233 pounds, giant. Look at that. He does have 95 throw power and good throw deep accuracy, but he's pretty immobile. This guy's a statue. This is like Ben Roethlisberger or something. Looks like dad's on. Yeah, I don't think so. That is huge. Of course, we went with way up here. No. Well, we did go with Dylan Murdoch. Who else am I looking for? Sean Wire has negative morale already just by being on the Bears. That's hilarious. Britton Phillips. I'm just trying to see if we really missed out on anybody, and I'm not thinking we did. I mean, it wasn't necessarily a star-studded draft. Brett Kraft, we did miss out on him. 73 overall, hidden development. Let me change my auto exposure real quick. He is a Las Vegas Raider, unfortunately. We do not get him. Speed and acceleration are decent. Man is not great, honestly. Zone is eh. But his agility is great. Press is okay. Jumping is really good. Catching is fantastic. He's a project. I think we needed a little bit more of a win now type guy. Especially considering how successful last year was. Any other big misses here? Nathan Knighton, normal. Of course, we got Kai Linehan. Look at Kai Linehan. What is that haircut? It looks like he's got like a balding thing going on mixed with the faux hawk. I don't know what's going on there, but he looks awesome. This is our future starter, I think. Unless Daniel Jones. I don't know if anybody missed that, but if you missed early in the stream, Daniel Jones from the Giants is our new starting quarterback. We'll take a look at all that in a minute. Any other misses? Jason Clemens from Olympia. Good player. Could see him in the future. Chris Harris, we drafted. He's good. I think he's solid. Project. Curtis Hunter, solid player. Any other guys I'm missing? I believe we had a fullback selected down here. Let me find him. Somewhere in here. First we took Atari. Where did Darius go? Did Darius go lower than Atari? Did that happen? I don't think it was here in the 7th round. No. 6th round. No, he was before that. 5th round, Atari went, and that was a reach, I would say. Justin Wiseau, 76, and Hidden Dev, okay. And then Mike McMillan at a 71 overall for the Giants. Darius MacIntyre. I thought that was Tyler Hunt for a second. Went in the 3rd round? Oh, that's right. Darius MacIntyre went to the Seahawks in the 3rd round. And he is Hidden Dev. So maybe someday. Maybe someday. He's got really good throw power, actually. No accuracies, really, to speak of. The speed and acceleration, though. I mean, I don't think he'll be great in the CPU's hands, but... So that's the draft recap. We're going to look at our roster real quick. We're going to make some changes, and then we'll probably call it. Did I miss the game? You missed the game. You missed the game. Daniel Jones is our starting quarterback. Kyle Linehan will be backing him up. And might get some spot starts here and there. Might be in some packages. Atari Mason is a project. And Eric Devlin, we'll see what he can do in the offseason. Or in the preseason. We need a running back. And I believe that is what Scotty Miller's job will become. So let's move him over to running back. From Bowling Green. Scotty Miller is our highest rated running back at 78. Wow, okay. Did not expect that. Of course, Matthew Beard will be the starter, but... Kosi Mensah at fullback, of course. Wide receiver, we've got Dante Pettis, McCole Harbin, and Robert Wood still, our big 3. Followed by a little bit of a steep drop-off. Alan Lazard and Dylan Murdoch and Hugh Porter will be battling for that 4th kind of backup wide receiver. And then we've got some guys that I just don't expect anybody to really play down here. Tight end is between Ernie Stachelski and John Fernandez. We've got Connor Williams and Jimmy Shelton at left tackle. Mitch Flaherty at left guard. Colin Childress. How's his strength? Oh, he's good. He's strong. Okay, we're going to leave him there. Brandon Sheriff, Vernon Boatwright, Jared Reinhart, Dalton Long, who I believe would be a left tackle depth. Let's move him over. Let's see what he is now. A 68, so he's kind of our backup left tackle. James Lincoln, Martin Weston. Got Akeem Hicks and Rashawn Gary. Akeem Hicks we're going to move over to right tackle, right end. So Rashawn Gary and Bradley Fisher. With Akeem Hicks here. Justin Matabuke. We'll look a little bit more into that. Jay Terry, Arthur Love. These are our linebackers. We don't have a lot of depth in linebacking. Byron Handy will start. I don't know who's going to play the slot just yet. I don't think it's Byron Handy's role. I just don't. But he will be starting. We do have Tamani Bulware who can play the slot, so he might play the slot. I don't know what David Long will do. Chris Harris also might see some time, maybe. Definitely on special teams, I think. We got Quandre Diggs and some decent depth there. And then Tracy Walker and Trey Harris. And our kickers. Next year's draft pick situation, we got 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a seventh. So we look to have some future. And that's probably, I think, where we're going to leave it off today. I guess we could practice. No, we actually can't even practice. So I think that's where we'll be calling it. I might stream the preseason. I probably will stream the preseason, as a matter of fact. And that'll probably be on here as well, just because I don't really want to jack with Twitch. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. In about 9 minutes, we got a Kansas game I'm sure a lot of you will flock off to. It was a great offseason. Just looking at our roster, if I generate best lineup. Daniel Jones starting. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to learn how to play with Daniel Jones. Okay. Well, I think we had a good offseason. Some moves had to be made that we made. Looks like Mitch Newman lost his X Factor dev. That's frustrating. Jeff Okuda also lost his X Factor. I'm fine with Jeff Okuda losing it. I'm okay with that. Jay Terry. Somebody else lose their dev? Chance Fortunata. Lost his superstar dev. He's just a star now. That's fair. I think Newman might need to go back to X Factor. I might edit that one. Of course, I'll look around and see who else got this similar treatment. Pettis should be a superstar. He should not be a star. And that's probably it. Thanks for everyone for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you next time.